Hello. Thank you for tuning in to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the award non-nominated and non-winning show. Never been nominated, and I have never won. And now a message from Melania Trump.
If you are enjoying these shows, please like and subscribe. Also, share them with your social media. Feel free to comment in the Spreaker chat box or call the dumb line at 347-746-3862. Please keep your messages to 60 seconds or less and keep them clean, no profanity. Keep listening and engage. Do it because I ask you to. This is the Raven out.
The following program is rated D for dumb.
Thank you, Melania. I love that accent. She goes by the codename Raven, but we all know who she is. We know what she looks like. Now we know what she sounds like. Now you're going to hear Hal in Philly and see what he sounds like. Come on, Hal, bring it.
9 o'clock, I'm bored to death. Smoking so much I can smell my own breath. My baby left me, my best friend's not at home. Can't get that woman off my mind. I've never been the broody kind, but there's still one thing makes me come alive. Yeah, I'm gone for a drive.
The following podcast is rated D for dumb. You're listening to Dumbing It Down with Dave, the fastest podcast on earth. Listen to Dave commute to and from work on the New York State Thruway in his 2008 Kia Rio LX. He talks about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. Join Dave as he asks and tells you how life ought to be. And now, here's Dave.
All right, thank you, Alex. That's Alex Exum, Alexexum. You can check out his show, Live Talk, and all that on Tuesdays. You guys want to dumb it down and go for a ride? I'll go for a drive more specifically if I want to plug Hal and Philly's song a little bit more. All right, it's December 7th, I'm pretty sure. It's 8:15 in the morning. I am on the road to the New York State Thruway, which is how this podcast works. I do it in my car during my commute to and from work, usually, and often, not usually, but often in my Kia Rio LX, which my wife is driving at the moment. I'm driving the Dodge Caravan, Grand Caravan, and because her Subaru, Dave, you have a lot of cars, fancy schmancy. Yeah, I have a Subaru from 2010. I have a Dodge Caravan from, I think, also 2010, 2011, and I have a 2008 Kia Rio LX. I wouldn't exactly call it a fleet of BMWs or Mercedes, but these cars do the job. They are all pragmatic vehicles. The Subaru, not so much. I mean, ultimately, yes, but I didn't want my wife to get it, and she got it anyway. It was rebuilt by our mechanic, at the time. Is he still our mechanic? I don't know. That remains to be seen. But she bought this car. She was so hot on it. And by the way, it's the reason, if you guys remember from previous episodes a year ago, it's the reason why I blew up the Honda Fit. Because it was a whole thing about her buying the Subaru. It was a whole thing. A good podcast host would tell you which show to go to if you want to hear about how I blew up my Honda Fit. But I'm not a good podcast host. I'm barely adequate, serviceable, which is what I am in many aspects of my life. I'm serviceable. When I did stand-up comedy, I wasn't great at it. I was good enough. I was good enough to get gigs. I got gigs. Dave, where did you get gigs at? Like Vegas, like Atlantic City, Vegas at a pizza store. No, I never did Vegas. Atlantic City, yeah, again, another open mic. The Borgata? No, I didn't play the Borgata. So, by the way, if anybody ever says to you, oh, I played, ask them specifically what club and find out if it's a pizza store or a bar or a restaurant. I mean, if you're interested in that stuff, but some people like to throw around fancy cities. Vegas is definitely one of them. Oh, Vegas. Like, okay, but You didn't play the Borgata. You didn't play the Taj Mahal. You played Vegas, there's like, I don't know how many clubs are in Vegas. Anyway, I'm not talking about anybody specific. I'm just saying in all areas of a lot of things, you should ask a few more questions before you get impressed. Anyway, I was serviceable. I was adequate. I got gigs. I played all over the Northeast. New York, New Jersey. Pat Maruki hired me. He's one of our listeners. You'll see his comments there. He does about one comment. That's his quota. He has enough time in his life. He listens to the show. At least he says it. He does. I think he does. And he's probably cutting vegetables. I've seen him do some Facebook lives where he cuts vegetables. Very exciting. Very exciting. And it's really funny to watch him stop cutting the vegetables. And Patrick Maruki has these glasses, and he goes right up to the screen. He looks like he's looking in the keyhole, the peephole in a door. And his face gets all round and fish faced, whatever, It's like, whoa. He's like, oh, is this thing on? You can see me? Can you hear me? It's kind of funny. He hasn't done it in a while. I think he's only done it once or twice. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing with Pat. But he did do a Facebook Live once where he cut vegetables. I'm sure if you go to Patrick Maruki's Facebook page, you can look it up. It's really quite the entertaining treat. I hope the food tasted better than the video. Anyway, sorry, Patrick. I just couldn't resist. You know how it goes. You just start talking, and before you know it. So, I was adequate and serviceable and all that stuff. Why am I talking about being adequate and serviceable? Oh, because of my podcast. Yeah, it's okay, podcast, whatever. So I talked about blowing up my Honda Fit. Anyway, so a couple of weeks ago, a couple of episodes ago, maybe it was last week, I don't remember. I talked about I'm done. I'm finished. I'm doing one a week now. I gotta scale back. And then all of a sudden now, 2 weeks in a row, I'm doing 2 podcasts in the week, and I'm totally inspired. This last week's second podcast was totally inspired, and this week's podcast, again, is inspired. By what? I don't know. Let me get to it. If I can get to it, I'll tell you. Because last week I was inspired by something, and I never got to it. I never really ever got to it. So I want to get through this icebreaker, this little introduction to the show, and then I'll get to it. And if I don't get to it, if I go on a tangent, then I went on to something else, and, well, that was a waste of a half hour for everybody, like they usually are. Okay, so I talked about, I want to do one podcast a week, and then all of a sudden, here it is 2 weeks in a row, I'm doing 2, and I'm not even waiting till the last minute, like on Sunday night or Monday morning, to get my second one in there. I'm banging them out, so that's good. All right. Nobody wants to hear about the podcaster's schedule. Every time I hear a show, the guy talks about his schedule, I'm like, oh, we don't care, but just get to it. Talk about what you want to talk about. So here we go. So I didn't know this because I was asleep yesterday because I work nights. So yesterday I was asleep. And then I got up and whatever I did, I cleaned up. I did this. I did whatever I did. I get ready for work. I only slept about, God knows, 4.5 hours, something like that. I don't usually get much more sleep than that because I usually have to run errands. Like today, I got to go fetch a car. Yesterday, I had to fetch another. I'm fetching cars. I'm moving cars around. I'm fetching them. I'm putting tires on them. I'm getting them repaired at the mechanic. It's a constant. That's my fleet. That's my Kia, my Caravan, and the Subaru. It's constantly fetching my vehicles. I don't have anybody that does it for me, so I got to go do it. And it's my pleasure. I just love doing it. Anyway, it gets me out of the house, by the way. It keeps me out of bed. Would I sleep 6 or 7 hours a day if I didn't have to run these errands? Probably not. I think 99% of the time, the earlier I get to sleep, the earlier I wake up. That's just the way it works. So I'm in my car, and I think I was listening to music or something. I often listen to podcasts on the way to work, or I do a podcast, but I just didn't feel like it. So I just was listening to some music. Sometimes I sit in silence. I do that a lot too. I sit in silence. I don't have the mental capacity for words. You ever get like that? I don't have the mental capacity for words. And by the way, the previous episode, the one I just did before this, I actually was so tired I dozed off during the episode. I think I go down for like 10 seconds, which Linda, one of our listeners, Linda Irwin, refers to as my moment of silence for the year 2020. Which, yeah, that would have been nice if I had cleverly had said that. By the way, folks, at any time during this episode, if you hear me go quiet for 5 or 10 seconds, I am spontaneously just, celebrating, a moment of silence for the year 2020. Okay. So, I go to work. Everything's, honky-dory as it ever is. Whoop-de-doo, I got to go to work. By the way, we just got a raise. I'm not going to tell you how much I make per hour, but I will tell you this. I got a 2.49% raise, which is really great. Again, this is not what I wanted to talk about, but what's really great about this raise is that it is the end, as far as I'm concerned, the end of the rumors. End of the rumors that we're going bankrupt, which we did, but we got bought. End of the rumors that the people that bought us are going to cut our pay, which obviously they did not, because we got a 2.49% raise. And also, they were talking about, the rumor was they were taking us off of hourly pay and putting us on trip pay or some sort of other activity pay, which I've done before. Activity pay is not so bad. You can make some money. But hourly pay means from the minute I clock in, it's really minute pay, not hourly pay, because nothing's rounded off, as far as I know. It's all minute pay, every minute. And there are no give-backs at this job. Other trucking firms have give-backs, which is really crappy. And they have rules like, well, if you get to a dock, you got to give back the first 15 minutes, and then you get paid for half hour. Excuse me, sorry. I don't have a cough button. But anyway, that's the way it works in trucking. Is this going to be a trucking show? No, I don't think so. You know what? I'm going to drink some water, and then I'll be right back. Yeah, so everything was going fine. Whatever. I'm at work. I'm happy as can be. Wow, whoop-de-doo. And, I'm going through all the rigmarole of my job, and believe me, I could bore you with all those details. That's a whole show. That's 2 shows. That's a whole series. Every day I'm at work. I could do a series. I really could. It wouldn't be an entertaining one, probably. I don't know, maybe. And it wouldn't be a half hour. Probably be like 15 minutes, maybe. Could be an hour and a half. I really don't know. I'm just talking out my butt. But, I got a lot of things to do when I'm at work. It's just craziness. And a lot of it is really like, what? What am I doing? Why? Why didn't the other guy do it? Whatever. I've talked about this, about my job many times on the show. It could be, I work with some of the laziest and some of the dumbest people. I also work with some of the most insensitive people and disrespectful people. But Dave, you say this about everybody. Well, that's true. I do say that about a lot of people, but it's true that they think of themselves. They don't think about the next guy. It's all about them. It's not about anybody else. And you can tell. It's just when you know your job, and I know my job, and you look at the situation and go, oh, this guy just went home. This guy just said, I'm out. I'm not fixing this. I'm not taking care of this. So anyway, I could do a whole show. I think I really could. Maybe before I retire, I'll try that. I'll probably do it under a different name. Who knows? Maybe not. So anyway, so then I get it all together because I got a lot of stuff to do, and I'm going down the road. And apparently, I don't know, to a certain extent, it sounded like there was an attempted coup in Washington, D.C., at a building I think they call the state capitol. Now, before I start talking buildings, T-A-W-K-I-N-G, talking, because I know a lot of you are thinking that's the way I'm saying it. I want to be full disclosure. First of all, the show's called Dumbing It Down with Dave. I know nothing. All right? I just before you get angry, I don't know anything. I don't know anything. This show's all about pragmatism, truth, happiness, and the search for it all. I do the best I can during my commute to and from work. I'm on the New York State Thruway. By the way, it is January 7th. It's 8:27 a.m. And what's the weather report? It's a beautiful day in New York State, upstate New York. I'm in the Albany area right now. Mostly sunny. Light blue, not hardy, thick, nice blue. It's light. It's sky blue. Duh. What blue is it, Dave? Is it royal blue, electric blue? No, sky blue. One of my favorite colors. And there's some clouds to the east, but you don't care about that. But anyway, it's a nice day. It really is a nice day. And most of my shows are recorded on nice days. And So I wing it. I live life and then I share it with you. I don't have time for scripting and bullet points and notes. Every time I try to do a show better than this, it bogs me down. And then I end up not doing a show because I want to do a better show, but I don't have the capabilities of doing. I just don't have the mental ability to do a better show. This is probably going to be my peak episode. It won't get much better than this. Okay. So, I listened to it. Apparently, I don't know anything. Listen, folks, I couldn't tell you one building from the next. The White House, I don't know. The Capitol is the one with the funny shape on the top with the dome. Wow, Dave, you're really a moron. No, I'm not a moron. I am like 99% of Americans. 99.9%. Well, no, in this particular case, I'll say 99. Maybe it's 99.9, but let's just, I'll be nice. 99%. There is a difference, by the way. 99.9 is really everybody, except for a couple of people that had a piano fall on them while they were walking through a building, past the building. 99% is almost everybody, but really there's still 1% of people, so there's a lot there. It's a big difference. That 1% of 143 million people is a lot of people. Okay. So that's one of my favorite numbers, 99.9%. 99% of the people in the United States have no idea what these buildings are. And I'm one of them. This is the one with the dome with the funny thing. This is the one with the columns. I think the White House is the one. Is the White House the one with the West Wing and the Rose Garden? And the Capitol is whatever. And, I don't know. I know the Washington Monument because the thing is a monument. It sticks up in the air like an Oedipus, whatever. Right? I know that one. I know the Lincoln Memorial, right? Because, Lincoln's sitting in that chair. By the way, I threw up as a child to the side of Lincoln's left knee. I think I had like some sort of heat thing. I used to be very sensitive. I was like, I had the dry heaves. It was a really unfortunate time in my life where I was not a good passenger in a car and I was not a good vacationer. Maybe that's why my father hates me so much, because I ruined vacation. I didn't ruin the vacation. I just had like the dry heaves. And then, who knows what I ate? Oh, I don't remember. My mom's dead, so she can't tell me what it was. She wouldn't know anyway. She doesn't have a clue. And my father has no clue. I know somebody went and got a cold towel. They put it on my neck and they sat me down. True story. We were visiting Washington, D.C., and I was probably about 6 or 7 years old. All my horrible vacation stories are when I was 6 and 7 years old. Show's almost over. That's great. Okay. No, we got about 7 minutes left. So, yeah, I threw up to the side of, or I had dry heaves, or whatever they want to call it, heat stroke, or whatever I had to the side of Lincoln's left knee. So I'll always remember Lincoln's Memorial. Have I been back there since? No, I have not returned to the scene of the slime. No, I have not. Isn't there like a Jefferson Memorial? But is he in there? I don't know. So I don't really know a lot of the buildings. But the government buildings, I never know what I'm looking at. I see it on the news all the time. Oh, is that the Capitol? I have no idea. Listen, I'm not. My name isn't Brett Baer. All right, I'm not Brett Baer, and I don't need to be Brett Baer. I'm Dave Canyon. I'm as dumb as you get. Dumbing it down with Dave. I'm trying to make it simple for you. I just have, Dave, why are we spending so much time on it? We don't really care. Because I know somebody's going to listen to this and say, how does he not know? Why would I care? You know what I know? I know where my job is. I know how to get to my job. And I think if 99.9% of Americans knew where their job was and went to it every day, we wouldn't have had the problem we had yesterday. We wouldn't have had a lot of problems we have in this country. Go to work. Go home. Eat, sleep, whatever order you want to do that in. Try to maintain hygiene, go back to work. Take care of your immediate family. Take care of your immediate street, your immediate village, your immediate town. You want to get involved in bigger issues? Save a whale, recycling, whatever. But you're going to go from bum F, wherever you live, get on a bus or whatever, and then travel all the way to Washington, D.C. and tackle a national issue? Don't you think you should start small? Okay, so I went a little bit too far ahead. So apparently there was some sort of, not a coup, but we listen to the radio and you're not prepared for it. You go, what? What? Then I went to YouTube and I saw some violence. And I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. And then I see congressmen or whatever they are. I don't know the difference between a congressman and a senator. Don't go writing explanations in the Spreaker chat box. I'm never going to read it. Do whatever you want. I'm just telling you, don't do it for me. Do it for you. Do it for the other listeners. If you wanted to go write things in the Spreaker chat box, I totally love the engagement. But don't do it for me. I'll never remember what a congressman is, what a senator is, how many there are, how many from each state, how many years they serve, what their powers are. I just know there's a Pelosi and a Schumer. And they're two morons. That's all I know. And then there's this AOC chick, whatever, sexist. I don't care. She's a dummy. Okay, how do you take 25,000 jobs for New York City and make it disappear? Put her in charge. There you go. That's all I know about her. I used the 10 bar. You like my hair? Like my lipstick? Socialist? No, you're not. You look at you. You put a lot of effort into your appearance. You're not a socialist. If you're a socialist, every day your hair would be in a bun. And you would wear gray with a communist hat. Is that true? I don't know what socialists look like. I really don't. I'm making an assumption. I know if I was socialist, I'd be the greatest socialist ever. I would never wear any color other than gray. Every day I would look like a guy from This Old House. I'd be that guy with the pens in my pocket. I'd be wearing a jumpsuit. Whatever that is, I'd be wearing a work outfit. That's all I'd be. I'm a socialist. I'm prepared to work. Do you have a shovel? Is there a pick? What do I do? Do I dig something today? I want to help. We're all in this together, right? Socialism? I don't know. Again, I don't know anything about anything. I'm just making assumptions. Socialist. I wear my socialist outfit, whatever that is. Gray, green, blue, black, brown, whatever. But all one color. No devil wears Prada in this episode. It's just grim. I'm on my way to cleaning Chernobyl. That's what I'm on. Yeah, I'm a socialist. I don't know why I said that, but it seems to be, that makes it. The only color is the color of the gas mask that they may or may not give to me if they want me to live or die, because I'm going to go throw dirt on the ground on Chernobyl. They're going to bring a dump truck. I got my socialist outfit. They give me a shovel. It's not a fancy shovel. It's just, basic rust. Okay. So anyway, how I ended up in Russia, is that where Chernobyl is? Or wherever that is. How I ended up there as an American socialist, I have no idea. These are just all preconceived notions in my head that may or may not be correct. So, apparently, I don't know, I don't know what it was, a rally, or Trump said something, and these people, it's like an all last-ditch effort to do something. Again, I've done so many shows where I talk about protesting. BLM, Antifa, the women with the vagina hats. A couple of years ago, they wore those silly hats. I'm not a protester. I'm not a marcher. I like walking, though. I mean, if you want to go for a walk, give me a call. I'll go. I'll walk with 1 million people, the Million Man March. I'll walk with 1 million men. But I don't want to stop. I don't want to what do we do now? We stand here? Oh, who's that guy? Oh, look, it's Danny DeVito. Oh, he's going to speak? Oh, you better put him up on a milk crate. Can't hear him. And I'm going to be the guy who goes, what'd he say? Got to pump up the volume. I'll be that guy. You're going to hear me in the distance. You got to pump up the volume. And everybody's going to look at me like, what? Did he just interrupt Danny DeVito? Pump, I can't hear you. I'm back here by the fountain. The water is making a lot of noise. You see in the movies, every time they want to tell a secret in a house that's bugged, they put on the sink. I know I'm going to end up standing by a fountain. It's going to be and whoever I'm with, I'm going to be bothering them the whole time. What'd he say? What'd he say? Is this going to be on an app? Can I listen to this? Is there a way I can plug in? So I'd be horrible at these things because I can't hear a thing. That's from going to these things when Metallica would play. And I point to my ear, I go, too much Metallica. So I'm a very bad protester because I can't hear a thing. And I don't want to stand there. Okay, we're done? But the marching was the fun part. Now we stand here? Is there going to be food? How far am I from a bathroom? Is that the Lincoln Memorial? I think I'm going to throw up. Are we allowed to visit the Washington Monument, or is that thing still cracked? Remember there was like an earthquake or a bomb or something? Didn't it crack? Wasn't it closed for a while? Can we go back to New York? It's so much better. Can we just ride the ferry? It's free. You ride the Staten Island ferry. It goes to Staten Island. You get off. You walk around the building. You get back on. You go back to Manhattan. It's free all day long. That's what you should do. No, stop going to D.C. Let's go to New York. Okay. I'm making it so I never get to it. I don't know why I do this. So I'm sabotaging my own show. So apparently there was a protest. Whatever they were doing, I don't know what they were doing. And then I watched this footage where they go, all right, we're done standing here. They're on the steps, by the way. So I guess Trump supporters are in good shape. I always envision them kind of being toothless and fat, right? Isn't that what they say about us? We're uneducated, we're toothless, we're fat, we're dummies, whatever. I saw these people on the steps. And then they just went, like the offensive line of the New York Giants. They said, well, we're going, this year, not last year. They said, we're moving forward. And I think there was police there. The D.C. police, because that's the police that police that building, whatever that building was, and they just went right over. They were roughshod, you know what do you call it, whatever they call that, and they went into the building. Somebody sat in Nancy Pelosi's seat in her office. I guess she doesn't have a door that locks. You can just walk into Nancy Pelosi's office, and I guess the Senate or whatever they were in session, and then they all ducked down. This video or whatever. There's all this footage. So things went crazy in D.C. yesterday. And then really sad, a woman died. A woman got shot, and she died. She got shot in the neck, I think it was, whatever it was. So, again, this is another reason why I'm not a fan of protesting. People inevitably get hurt. Inevitably, yes. They get hurt. This lady died. And I don't know what her role was in standing where she stood. Was she part of it? Did she work there? Was she a tour? I don't know anything. I'm not going to make any light of it. But somebody's dead now. In the name of whatever that mission was, whatever it is, however they all got together, however, the whole thing, however it was organized, whoever was in charge, whoever had the bright idea to do whatever they did, this woman got shot. And she's dead now. And her family has to deal with that. And her friends. It's not the first time somebody has died or gotten hurt during a protest. I don't know how these people... I always say the same things over and over again. I don't know how these people have time. Anyway, may that woman rest in peace. God bless her and her family. I hope everything works out. There's really nothing else to talk about. Once you mention that somebody died, it's like, well, where do you go from here? You're going to go back to being Dave Canyon and talking crazy about protesting? All those people don't have to go to work? If somebody calls me up right now and says, hey, guess what? We're going to go protest to protest. I go, whatever. I go, I can't go. I got to go to work. Well, when are you off? Well, I'm not off until Sunday morning, but Sunday morning I'm going to be dead tired. You can sleep on the bus. No, I'm not sleeping on the bus. What bus? Bus? Who's paying for the bus? Yeah, they are. Who's they? We don't know. But all we know is that we were told that we meet at this location. We get on the bus, it takes us to D.C. I go, really? And then what do we do when we get there? I don't know. There's going to be people. I guess we're just going to follow the crowd. Really? Is there an agenda? Do we get a program? You know, when I say agenda in the military, there would be the daily agenda. No, we just show up and then we walk and then we'll just follow the crowd and then we'll get signs and where? Is there a sign guy? I don't know. We can make our own, I guess. I don't have time for making signs. Well, anyway, I don't protest. I'll talk about it more in the next episode. I know that I spent a lot of time in this particular episode wasting your time, and I apologize for that. Hey, let's listen to Melania. I like her voice.
If you are enjoying these shows,
yes,
please like and subscribe. Also, share them with your social media. Feel free to comment in the Spreaker chat box or call the dumb line at 347-746-3862. Please keep your messages to 60 seconds or less and keep them clean. No profanity.
No.
Keep listening and engage. Do it because I ask you to. This is the Raven out.
Do it because I asked. I love it. It drives me crazy. Anyway, thanks for listening, guys. Thank you for listening to this episode of Dumbing It Down with Dave. Goodbye, good day, good night, good luck, good riddance, good rats. Godspeed. And great skills. Take care. All right, guys, call that number. Don't forget to text or email or do whatever. Get in touch with me. Engage with the show. I really appreciate it. Take care. Bye.